You? Is anybody?
There's Molly, folks. That means your friends, the Goldbergs, are here. Brought to you by Does, the new kind of soap for everything in your wash. First, let's drop in on the Dozen family. Well, Ma Dozen's in the kitchen. And here comes Unky Dozen, all excited.
Say, Ma, while I was hanging up your wash just now, along comes that snooty Mrs. Vandermore.
Goodness, what'd she want?
Well, she put them fancy glasses up to her eyes and says, "My good man, did you do that magnificent-looking wash?"
She did?
Yeah, and I says, "My good woman, Does did everything." And guess what, Ma? She didn't even know what Does is.
Huh, well, I hope you told her.
Sure. I says, "Really, Mrs. Vandermore, you astound me. Does is a new kind of soap for everything. Work clothes, towels, to pretty rayon panties."
Huh, what'd she say?
She said, "You mean Does is the only soap you use to get those work shirts so clean?" "You bet," I says. "Does gets tough dirt out all by itself. You don't even need a bar soap anymore."
Did you tell her there's no hard scrubbing neither? No soap I ever used gets clothes clean easier than Does.
Sure. Then I showed her them dazzling white towels, and she looked as if she couldn't believe her eyes.
I've always said you can't beat Does for really whitewash.
Yep. And when she saw Daisy's pretty rayon doodads, she said, "You mean with all that tremendous cleaning power, this Does washes those nice colors too?"
Did you tell her that's the wonder of Does? It's actually safer for the delicate colors of wash.
Sure did, Ma. Then she looked at me and she says, "My good man, you seem to be an expert. Could I get you to wash for me?"
What'd you say?
Well, I said, "Gosh, no, but you can get Does. Does will do everything."
Yes, Unky Dozen's right. Why, compared to other leading granulated wash day soaps, Does gives longer life to colors, plus unsurpassed whiteness and real cleaning power for the dirtiest clothes. Better try Does, D-U-Z. It does everything in your wash. And now the Goldbergs. Well, Molly Goldberg's little plan to find out the secret which is driving her niece and husband apart is beginning to bear some fruit. Whether the results will prove helpful or not is still a question. The evening isn't over yet, and Dr. Cater is talking to Anne Franklin. Anne is the woman who has urged Florence to go ahead with her divorce. Anne seems to be the driving force in the lives of both Florence and her husband. And Molly, with her intuition working overtime, asked Cater's help. Cater is a famous psychiatrist, home on leave from the Army. Being an old friend of Molly's, he volunteered to do what he could. Whether or not he meets with success, only the future can tell. Listen.
Rosalie, help me with the dishes, dear.
I'm coming, Ma.
Then do so. Jake.
You told me to get logs for the fireplace.
Jake, come here, dear, please.
I'll be there in a minute.
Rosalie, what did I told you?
But, Ma, there were some dishes on the table.
But what did I told you?
You told me to keep out of the dining room so Anne and Dr. Cater could be alone.
I did, certainly.
Well, I didn't interrupt them.
They're talking?
And how?
Who? Anne or Dr. Cater? Both. In syllables or sentences?
In paragraphs.
Oh, here's a towel, darling. Just the glasses wipe. Let the dishes dribble off.
Leave the pots, Ma.
I'm doing so let me do. I'm nervous, so let me do. Where's Papa?
He's fixing the fireplace.
He's walking in and he's walking out.
Well, don't keep calling him, Ma.
So where is he?
He'll be in. You told him. He knows.
Where's Uncle David?
He went upstairs and you told him to, Ma.
But I told you also.
Ma, please, don't be nervous.
I'm nervous.
You arranged this meeting and everything's going fine, so
I'm
just
nervous.
relax. Wash your dishes, or let me do them and you do something else, Ma, but please.
Rosalie, I'm very nervous. I'm very nervous, Rosalie. Oh, I'll save Florence's marriage. If there only at least wouldn't be a divorce. Rosalie, why do I not like divorces? Why does something come over me like a shiver comes over me? Oh, the two people married for such a long time suddenly.
Sometimes, Ma.
Sometimes what? I know all the sometimeses. I know all the excuses, but many times it's haste that makes waste.
You think that Anne has something to do with it?
I do, Rosalie. I do. I most certainly do, without a shadow. I do. I only hope Dr. Cater with his psychological diagnosis will discover what it is. Where's Papa?
Ma.
Oh, Rosalie, don't ma me. Rosalie, don't mommy when I'm nervous. Don't mommy, Rosalie, please. Wipe the glasses, the good glasses.
I am.
Just gently, without questions, without answers. And don't make me nervous. Oh, Anne almost looks beautiful tonight for the first time. Maybe because she's talking about herself, I hope so.
Well, why should that make her look beautiful?
Look how you're wiping my best glasses with the foot.
Oh,
Please, don't break
Ma.
off the foot.
Ma, why should talking about herself make Anne look beautiful?
Because if she's talking about herself, she's talking about the past. And when we remember back, so we remember good things. Oh, yes, Papa.
Ma.
Jay!
Ma.
What am I saying? Let's see my best glass.
Breaking up the house?
I'm sorry, Dr. Cade.
Who broke what?
A glass, Jake. Only a glass.
Oh.
Everybody's so nervous.
Well, Doctor, are you piecing together the mystery?
Is she talking, Doctor?
Anne Franklin is...
No, Anne. Nothing. Rosalie just broke a glass. My best glass, but broke is broke. Look out, dear. You'll get splinters.
No, it's all right, Ma.
You want to help pick up the broken pieces, Anne?
Yes.
Don't bother, please. If you'll go inside, I'll sweep it up and it'll be like nothing ever was broken, huh? Please.
I don't know why you won't ever let me help you, Mrs.
I
Goldberg.
would if you would like to.
Where are the matches?
Maybe don't bother with the fireplace.
Oh, please, it would be lovely to have a fire.
Well, here are the matches.
You want me to help you, Pa?
No, Papa don't want you to help him. Rosalie, you stay here and help me. Let Papa go inside, and he'll fix the fire. And, Jake, dear, please don't linger too long because I want to consult you, so don't linger, dear.
I won't linger.
I'll help with the fire.
I'm very good at starting fires. Let me do it.
The logs are all here, just to the lid.
Oh, fine.
Jake, dear, my big flat, I can't put it up if you reach it for me, please.
Anything, my dear. That will be some fire in a minute. Just let it simmer.
Yes, I'll watch it.
Jake!
Coming.
It's cozy as an old married couple.
A fire does do that, doesn't it?
Yes, in a way. You smoke?
Of course.
Then have one of these.
Thank you.
We're cozier than a married couple. We don't know each other, and that makes our conversation interesting.
I'd believe you if I didn't know that you were happily married.
I don't recall saying anything about happiness. I said this was cozy and interesting.
You've been playing with words all evening.
Have I?
Yes.
Well, it's only because I don't really know how to talk to a woman who's equal to a man.
What?
Yes. I'm a firm believer in the equality of the sexes. You know what marriage is. It's a way to enslave one half of the population of the world in favor of the dominant sex, the male. Marriage is a sweatshop for a woman. It kills her interest.
You're not serious.
Oh, actually, I don't mean marriage. I mean the way marriage works out. Woman getting the housework and the care of the children, and the man the freedom of a job with grown-ups. What does a woman do? She spends her intellectual life, her thinking life, all alone at a washboard, ironing board, a sink. And in the company of children who have no minds at all, or neighbors who are equally exploited.
Pardon me, my pipe. I got it. Coming.
Yes, marriage is the worst slavery for a woman. And I can see you believe it, too. Or else a woman as attractive and intelligent as yourself would long ago have been married. But you were wise. You chose bachelorhood and a career. I'd toast you if I had a drink.
You don't believe all that.
I believe some of it.
Then you're not so wise.
Why not? Of course, I don't pretend to know what goes on inside your heart or mind.
You talk as if I'd never been in love.
Oh, I'm sure you have, but only when you were young and foolish.
You don't think I have feelings?
I only think you've put them in their place, down in the cellar with all the other rude and vulgar instincts.
Not so.
Don't tell me you've had a secret. You mean you're as bad as the other women? You want love and security and marriage?
Why not? Don't you think I'm human?
I thought you were emancipated. Say it.
Why should I? You're a stranger.
Well, that's why you'll never see me again.
I have nothing to say.
You wanted to.
I've changed my mind.
Then you admit you had a mind to talk.
I admit nothing. Why should I?
For the sake of our conversation and the fire.
What do you think of me?
What do you want me to say?
Am I attractive, ugly, foolish, clever? What?
Why should you care what I think? I'm a stranger.
That's right. There should be only one person whose opinion I value.
Just as I thought.
What?
You're still in love with love. A woman like you, so successful and mature.
Excuse me. I left my matches. I got it. Coming.
Do you think people can live by themselves without love? Do you think it's possible to be alone and prisoner of your own feelings with no one to...
To what?
Nothing. Put another log on the fire. I want to see it blaze.
And so do I. Well burned. Logs, wood, coal. They're queer.
In what way?
There's so much fire in them once you set them off.
Cater seems satisfied with himself. A vague smile wrinkles his eyes, as if he had come to a decision, one that he expected. But Anne is gloomy and uneasy, and the fire blazes up. You know, some people find it hard to make new friends. And other people, well, they just naturally seem to find friends everywhere. You know, young Daisy Dozen's that way. Why, just yesterday, Daisy Dozen said...
Oh, I met the cutest man. He actually shaves already, and he likes does. He clerks in a store, and he sells more does than anything. He's wonderful.
Ah, man after my own heart, Daisy. Because the more does he sells, the happier lots of ladies will be on wash day. You see, this new kind of soap does everything in your wash. Work shirts, towels, to rayon slips. Why, compared to other leading granulated wash day soaps, Does gives longer life to the nice colors you wash, plus unsurpassed whiteness for towels and real cleaning power for the dirtiest clothes. Yes, even in the toughest wash, Does does everything. Now, friends, if your dealer is out of Does, he'll have more soon. Meantime, don't waste Does. Remember, soap contains vital war materials, so measure your Does carefully into your machine. See that every bit of Does you use does more. Be sure to listen to the next episode of The Goldbergs, written for you by Gertrude Berg. Molly and Cater match opinions with surprising results. This is Clayton Collier speaking and reminding you to do as the Dozens do. Let Does, the new kind of soap, do everything in your wash.